Welcome to Family Time at your library. We'd like to thank the writer of today's story, Carys Bexington, and the illustrator, Kate Hindley. And we'd just like to thank Macmillan Children's Books for providing us this opportunity. Hello everybody. I'm about to tell you a Christmas story. So some of you might have read about The Night Before Christmas, but have you ever read the story about The Night Before Christmas in Wonderland? Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? 'Twas the night before Christmas, a dark snowy night, when St. Nick and his reindeer were just taking flight. His sleigh was dram-packed, brimming with toys, to deliver that eve to the good girls and boys. He took up his reins, breathed in gulps of good cheer, and called to his team, as he did every year. Go, Dasher! Go, Dancer! On, Prancer and Vixen! Leap, Cupid! Soar, Donner! Fly, Comet and Blitzen! And as you can see here, there he is, St. Nick himself, with all of his reindeer. But suddenly, wait! Came a cry from an elf. This note just appeared on the post-sorting shelf. They all crowded round it, out there in the cold. A letter so old, it started to mould. And as you can see here, they're all looking at this picture and this letter. Who might this be? Can you see? I've wished for a gift on the great northern star, and I know my home Wonderland lies very far, but I hope my wish finds you out there in the snow. You're my very last hope, please, my parents said no. Love, the Princess of Hearts. Ooh. Ooh. Galloping baubles, St. Nick tugged at his beard. To be giftless at Christmas, it's worse than I feared. To the princess's castle we'll fly first tonight. Set course to Wonderland, Rudolph, take flight. But Dancer cried out, Oh, St. Nick, are you mad? Have you heard of Alice? That whole place is bad. I agree, chimed in Prancer. I've heard there's a cat that smiles at you widely. You know I'd hate that. We won't leave her giftless. It's Christmas, let's go. So they sped through the night with a grumbly heave-ho. And there you can see all the reindeer up in the snow as they go off to Wonderland. They flew at full speed all that very long way. It's a quick trip by rabbit hole, but ages by sleigh. They silently crept across the princess's roof. They squashed down the chimney by feet and by hoof. And as you see here, Santa's having a very good time of it, but the reindeer, not so much. But no stockings were hung by the chimney with care, no tree draped with tinsel, no treats by the stair. No mince pies, Vixen frowned, not one candy cane stick, not even a carrot, this must be a trick. As they stood on the hearth, St. Nick scratching his head, somebody upstairs gently slipped from her bed. What cheek, hissed the Queen, who in wonder is that? How dare he stand there in that red bauble hat? She hopped up and down, her whole face turning red. Then she bellowed, Oi, you, I say, off with your head! And look who it is, the Queen of Hearts. Now, St. Nick will say fighting is never the answer, but the same can't be said of his chief reindeer Prancer, who, though on his absolute last final warning, since biting 4 elves on their bottoms that morning, charged at the Queen with all of his might, and shoved her out the window and into the night. And there you can see, Prancer's not having any of this shouting. Great jingle bells, Prancer, St. Nick clutched his hat, and they ran for the door, but tripped over the cat. They stumbled and tumbled and crashed with a clatter into the tea party with Hare and Mad Hatter. Oh, this is very weird, very strange, very mad. Guests, they both cheered. Drink a tart, eat a drink. Not that one, said Mousie, those buns make you shrink. A dizzy St. Nick said, We can't really stay. We've a gift to deliver before Christmas Day. Fried tea leaves, gulped Hatter. You're mad as Aunt Fred. You can't say that word here. We'll all lose our head. Our Princess of Hearts grew up angry, Hare sniffed. She's a queen who hates Christmas. She won't want a gift. And as you see here, all of these pictures show the Queen of Hearts grew up to not like Christmas at all. It's my fault, said a rabbit with white fur as snow. A mistake that I made all those long years ago. The last post collection leaves promptly at 8, and I'm sorry to say, oh dear me, I was late. That's the rabbit, the white rabbit. She was fruminous, whiffling, then each passing year she banned presents, then tinsels, mince pies, and good cheer. But then, off with her head, shrieked the queen with delight. She was back red as jam in the brillig moonlight. She does not look happy at all. What do you think? Oh no, ho ho ho, St. Nick clutched his round belly, which wobbled and bounced like a bowl full of jelly. What's that? The queen pointed at St. Nick's red mitten, then slowly remembered the letter she'd written. Her lip twitched, and sorely the Queen of Hearts smiled, for the first time since she was a very small child. She beamed as she snatched for the red ribbon roll, but it vanished and left but a small lump of black coal. Change it back, the queen cried, but St. Nick shook his head. He can't, only you can do that, Rudolph said. I don't think the Queen of Hearts is happy. But how do I do it? The Queen of Hearts whined. With the first rule of Christmas, said Vixen, be kind. And look here, I think she's changing her mind. So that night the queen swore she'd be kind, she'd be good, be as nice as a Wonderland queen ever could. She'd chop no more heads, she would share, never snatch, and the coal changed like magic into a pet Bandersnatch. What a very strange animal. Very appropriate for Wonderland, I think. With Christmas restored, St. Nick sprang to his sleigh, lots more stockings to fill before Christmas Day. He gave a warm shout as they galloped from sight. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.